I live in a mobile home in a trailer park. I chose this way of living because it's a very easy, inexpensive way of living. As such, I do live within close proximity of a lot of my neighbors, but that's good too because we take care of one another, we watch for one another. I can feel safe here. I have a neighbor up the street who's a little advanced in years, shall we say. She's elderly, a little frail, and different ones help her out. She might have a burned out light bulb up in the ceiling, and she doesn't want to climb a little step ladder and balance on the top while she's changing the bulb, so she'll call one of us over to change the bulb for her. That's fine. She is the person, by the way, who gives me all the lemons that I use in my cooking videos. If you've seen my other YouTube channel, Mobile Home Gourmet, that's where I get my lemons from. I don't buy lemons. I go up to her tree. Last year, she had a bumper crop of lemons. There were so many lemons on that tree. I was picking them as fast as I could, like 40, 50 at a time. I was bringing jars of lemon juice to other neighbors just to try to get rid of some of this juice. I have a citrus attachment for my KitchenAid, which makes squeezing easy, but I drank so much lemonade last year, I got sick of it. And she's always saying, come get some lemons, come get some lemons, because if we don't pick them, they end up on the ground, and it's difficult for her to crawl around under her tree and pick up the lemons and put them in the trash. But I don't want lemonade for a while. I'm set for a while as far as lemonade. But anyways, one of the things I do for her is I write her checks for her every month because she has Parkinson's disease, the tremors, which is kind of alarming watching her light a cigarette. She's a chain smoker. She's walking down the street and the cigarette is bobbing up and down in her mouth as her hand is moving, and she's trying to line up the lighter. And I'm like, oh, I hope she doesn't set herself on fire. She never has. So it's nothing to worry about too much, but it's a little alarming sometimes. But I write her checks for her. Okay, so the last time I did this, she wanted to show her appreciation. She gave me 4 of these. She buys this stuff by the case, or people will buy it for her. I will cook food for her sometimes. I'll bring over some food. I prefer to cook the food because then I know what she's getting for nutrition. Some people will buy her food. She goes and buys this stuff a lot. She likes this. I've never had this. I live a deprived life. Never tasted it. Never wanted to. I'm not a food snob. Because I have a YouTube channel, food cooking channel, whatever you call it, food channel, with 250 some odd recipes on it, doesn't mean that I have filet Oscar every week. I do have a recipe for filet Oscar on my website, mobilehomegourmet.com, and there's a video on YouTube. Filet Oscar is a filet mignon with pieces of Alaskan king crab meat on top, and then it's draped with béarnaise sauce. Good stuff. Expensive, but I don't eat that way. So, I've never tasted this. I didn't even know how to prepare it because on the package, on the outside, there are no directions. I'm looking this thing over saying, half the back panel is the nutrition label, and then a quarter of it are the ingredients. Let's see, citric acid, concentrated green cabbage juice, dextrose, disodium guanylate, disodium inosinate, disodium succinate, hydrolyzed corn protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, lactose, maltodextrin, potassium carbonate, potassium chloride, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm reading. Silicone dioxide, sodium alginate, sodium carbonate, sodium gluconate, sodium tripolyphosphate, succinic acid. And it also warns you on here, partially produced with genetic engineering. Genetic engineering, yeah, they got that right. It says right on the cup, more than a soup. A lot more, evidently, than a soup. I had to go online to try to figure out how you make this. And it turns out the directions are on the lid, but they're under this paper cover. Once you take the outside cover off and the plastic wrap, you can see the directions on the lid. It's really easy. You just peel the lid back a little bit. There's a line inside the styrofoam cup. You fill the cup with boiling water to that line, put the lid back down, you wait 3 minutes, and when you come back, you have something that sort of resembles an artificial soup. I ate some of it. I mean, I had to. I had to know what it was. I got about halfway through it, maybe 3/4 of the way through it. I got to this point where I wondered, okay, where's the threshold over which if you step, you will never step back? What's enough to kill you? I mean, I don't want to offend anybody. Maybe you love this stuff. Maybe your kids love it. Now, again, I'm not a food snob. I will buy ramen. I like ramen. Ramen to me is a good, like, fill me up stuff. If I'm hungry in the evening, I don't want to go to bed hungry because I won't sleep if I'm hungry. I will lie there in bed and I will think about cooking until finally I get up and cook something. Ramen will take care of that. I buy this stuff. I like this. Pastaroni, chicken flavor. Cut up raw chicken thigh, chop it up to little pieces, cook it in some butter, some olive oil, add some of this prepared in another pan, mix it all together. You end up with like a chicken noodle casserole sort of thing. Not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't serve it to guests, but for something quick and easy, yeah, I'll take it. I even like Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I'll use the leftovers. I'll debone whatever's left over after I've eaten enough of it. And then I'll make like a gravy and mix skin and all. These pieces, chop it all up. Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken meat, original recipe, which is no longer original, by the way. I think there's only 4 ingredients. The test was done on the coating. It's salt, pepper, monosodium glutamate. I forgot what the 4th ingredient is. Flour? I don't remember. Salt, pepper, monosodium glutamate. I forgot. 4 ingredients. Not 11 herbs and spices. Not anymore. And I'll mix it with some gravy. Put it over steamed rice. Nothing fancy. I don't have to have Maine lobster tail every week. Never had that. At least not here in California. Anyways. Where was I going? This stuff. She gave me 4 packages. I had the one. I put the 3 others up in the cabinet because I thought, you never know. This is Southern California. This is earthquake country. I live about 50 miles from the nearest section of the San Andreas Fault. And it's not a section that produces the really big quakes. Those are down in Southern California, Southern Los Angeles, and up in San Francisco Bay Area. So we don't have any danger of major quakes here. We do have a fault line just off the coast in the channel. But it releases about once every 15 to 25 years. You're sitting there and all of a sudden things start shaking. You grab your coffee cup so it won't spill, and then it settles down. And you're okay for a while. It's just the noise I don't like. So like I said, it releases every 15 to 25 years. So you don't get any big buildup of energy where you get a 7.0 or an 8.0 earthquake. Doesn't happen here. It's just noisy, that's all. And annoying. I don't like earthquakes. Anyways, I put some of these up in the cupboard because I thought, you never know. And what if, disaster should strike? at least enough that there's no electricity. You can't go to the store and they can't sell you anything because they can't scan it because there's no electricity to run the computer there at the store. What do? And then I thought, what if there is a major quake and some lunatic comes pounding on my door, crazed with hunger, threatening me with a gun or a knife? I can say, hey, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. I got food. I'm happy to share my food with you. Here, you can have this. Would you like me to boil some water for you? And come back tomorrow. I'll be glad to give you another one. I think if this doesn't kill him, nothing will.